Alright guys, so let's continue with our topics, and last time we were talking about FT and anti-affinity and affinity rules. So affinity and anti-affinity rules, hopefully you're able to understand. They were very straightforward actually. And about the FT, so thing is that if I ask you the question, what is the difference between FT and HA? Anyone can tell that difference in the chat or the mic? What is the difference between FT and HA? Difference between VMware fault tolerance and VMware high availability. Vsphere HA basically it's called, or Vsphere availability that is called. So it is Vsphere availability. Okay, so Deepshika says FT has no downtime. And HA has downtime. Safe says no downtime, downtime. Okay, and okay, the channel says the same thing. FT no downtime, HA downtime. Okay, nice. And which one gets triggered at what kind of event would be the next question. So when HA triggers and when FT gets triggered, FT costs bandwidth as well, yes, right, yeah. Which one gets triggered at what kind of event? So when does Vsphere availability gets triggered, what happens, and HA starts its process and mechanism, and what happens when FT starts its mechanism or process? So which one gets triggered at what kind of event? So if I say HA, so what triggers it? And if I say FT, what triggers it? Well, it's kind of same. I mean, like the trigger is obviously a disaster, right? Disaster happens, and that triggers the whole event. So Deepshika says HA triggers when host goes down, it reboots the VM. Yep, you're right. When physical host crashes, yes, physical host crashes, right? And we did a crash test as well. And FT is failover, yes. And vMotion to the other host. HA triggers when host goes down and it reboots the VM, and vMotion to other host? No. You're right until the first line, Deepshika. It reboots the VM, yes. Rebooting, if it's rebooting the VM, vMotion is not possible, right? If vMotion is possible when VM is powered on. If VM is being rebooted, that's it. vMotion has no significance there. vMotion is that virtual machine is powered on and gets moved from one host to another, right? So that is DRS actually. So FT failover VM to alternate host, yes, alternate VM, alternate host on the alternate where the alternate VM is. Yes, you're right, Nandi. And Chan says FT trigger when host or VM itself down or crash, yes. Host or VM, yes, exactly. So anyone crashes, yes, it just simply fails over to the alternate VM. You're right. Jan says HA VM down, HA VM down, start other VM on the other host. Yes. So restart and vMotion are totally different things, right? So whenever you say that HA kicks in because the host goes down and the VM is restarted, yes. So that is solely or only that the VM just restarts. That's it. When physical host crashes, the VMs on it are restarted on other hosts, and it could be host or hosts. While FT, yes, again, when physical host or active VM itself crashes, we can say is unavailable, um, then failover happens, and passive VM, which is called secondary actually in VMware language, secondary VM becomes active or primary, right? Active or primary VM. So yes, there's a failover here, and in FT it's a failover. In HA it's a restart. So vMotion does not happen either in HA or in FT. Yes, FT configured two machines, active and passive, can be vMotioned, but the actual mechanism of disaster recovery, that's where vMotion actually does not take place. HA, it just restarts, and FT, it just fails over, right? Alright, so hopefully that's clear. And since I got your attention now to this level, so an announcement. Oh, okay, announcement. And okay. Oh, there you go. So Zian has a question. What is VApp? VApp is grouping of virtual machines to start, stop, restart together. You group together the virtual machines to restart them together, to start them together, or in sequential order, or shut them down together. So that's VApp, right? Okay, so an announcement here, and that is the VCP 6.7-DCV certification is expiring this 31st of December 2020, right? So we have a very long time. We have 23 days, which definitely is not a long time. Okay, so 6.7. So and Jan 1. So 01 Jan 2021. The VCP VCP 7.0-DCV certification will be available, right? So that's the announcement, and anyone who's preparing and is trying to give the exam of 6.7, if you want to go for 6.7, then with the voucher, and you're preparing really hard, suppose you have the file and you prepare very hard, then it is 31st of December, or in 23 days, this certification actually is expiring, and the new one would be about the VCP 7.0. So what we are doing is we are doing prep we are doing labs on 6.5, and are supposed to install 6.7 to know the differences, as well as deploy 7.0 and know any further differences, right? So what's going on here is, okay, yeah, right. So what's going on here is that we're doing labs on 6.5 and are supposed to install 6.7 to know the differences. What I'm trying to say here is that the default, the basic, there is no change in basic architecture of how vCenter and hypervisor works. There is no change in basic architecture of how vCenter and hypervisor works, right? There is only So there's no change in basic architecture of how vCenter and hypervisor works. There are differences, yes. There are differences that we need to know between 6.5 version, so what we call is Vsphere 6.5, Vsphere 6.7, and Vsphere 7.0, right? So there have been improvements. Suppose so many of you have talked about Windows Server 2012, or many of you may have experience on Windows Server 2012, and then Windows Server 2016 came, and then Windows Server 2019 came. So if you have experience on installing and managing Windows Server 2012 in Microsoft, so 2016 does not have any basic architectural changes there, and 2019 also have. So there are some improvements there, yes. Other than that, so what I also would want to say that in all these versions, or editions, the main features are same. And what do I mean by that? For example, so the virtual standard switch, and vMotion, and cluster, and HADRS, FD, Vsan, and so many other features, etc., are all same. All these versions, in all these versions, the main features are same. For example, so etc. So you would see that there will be differences, there will be improvements there. We need to discuss those in order for you to give the exam properly. And I will show you the all the differences there between 6.5, 6.7, and 7.0. So that needs to be understood to give the exam. Now, if any one of you is going for 6.7 related vouchers there, that's going to be expired. Those vouchers will also be expired by this 31st of December 2020. And I'm still in, I've talked to or sent emails to the VMware support, certification support, that can we use this voucher that you will get 70% discount voucher, can we use these vouchers both for 6.7 and 7.0, or we need to wait till January 1st 2021 to get the vouchers for the newer 7.0 version of VMware. So that's overall we need to know. If the vouchers till 31, if the current vouchers, 70% discount vouchers, they only work for 6.7 version till December 31, then it's of no use to get those vouchers and wait for January 2021 to get the new vouchers to give the newer certification of 7.0 VCP 7.0-DCB instead of 6.7 certification that expires this 31st December 2020, right? So if hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying, then let's keep going now, and I need to actually show you how to deploy the Vsan as well, and how to deploy then the VCSA, which is the Linux-based vCenter. For 6.7 is just like 6.5, but I wanted to show you also 7.0, which is which you would be getting the vouchers in January 1st onwards 2021. So okay, so Olatunde says, are we going to talk about VM Horizon in this course? Yeah, sure, but there will be no lab for that. VM Horizon is not a part of VCP-DCB. It's a separate certification. So I can just tell you what it is, but other than that, it just like if you have Citrix and there's application virtualization, so it's a totally separate course. This is VCP it's a full data center virtualization, that is application virtualization. Okay, and Sev says the new vSphere is not dependent on Flash, right? Yes, 7.0 is totally HTML5 based. So 7.0 is totally HTML5 based, which we have already seen there as well. So Rasha says we will be doing a lab on VApp and Visualize as well. So VApp, yes, VApp and you know, those resource pools. So guys, did we not create VApp and resource pools before? Those are the things that we do at the start, right? So if we go for vCenter, and if we not, yes, sure, we'll do that. We realize is a really big lab, and we still have to go for our other labs as well. Now, whichever labs will be missing, and if the time runs out, I'm going to give you the video for those with lecture and labs. There are many other labs that you can still take benefit of. Otherwise, whatever we can do in this time, we'll do that. So you won't be missing any lab, because I'll just give you access to all the remaining labs or any other labs that you want to go for. We realize is a very big software. It takes like 3 hours or 2 hours just to install everything. Okay, so but yes, I'll send you the vRealize lab, and you can just follow and install the whole thing at home, PC or laptop as well. And let's go ahead, guys, and we need to so now you know, some of the critical features there are that there is VUM and Veeam, and then there is Vsan as well, then there is VCSA 7.0, right? So in that VUM and Veeam, what are VUM and Veeam? They are cousins actually, and so what do I mean cousins? So this is VMware Update Management, okay, and this Veeam is a backup software, right? Backup software, and then Vsan, very critical. So that is also mucho importante. Now Vsan would be just that if you want to go for local storage, highly available and cheap storage, instead of for expensive SAN solution. So then Vsan is their very critical feature there. And then VCSA 7.0. VCSA is vCenter server appliance, and that basically is Linux based vCenter. Till now we're working on Windows based vCenter, right? So now we're gonna do that. So guys, let's go ahead and try to get some of the topics covered here, whatever will be remaining on the day 15. So I'll be sending you the video for that. Those for the job, you must do those as well here for the marks if you're doing. It's not if you what you're doing is obviously you will get the marks for what you did, and but to know all the other topics, I'll be just lining up all the videos where lecture and full lab is there. So for the job market, you can just try those at home and do all the labs for those as well. Now let's go for the VUM software, and VUM is update management. Anyone knows that how do we update Windows machines, or what is the name of that role that does Windows machine update? There's a role that we download or install inside the operating system. Yeah, there you go. So mine says WSUS, SAF says WSUS, Windows Server Update Services. So this is VMware Update Manager actually, and that is this. Now guys, what I told above, that your VCP 6.7-DCV certification is expiring this 31 December. If anyone is preparing already for 6.7, then let me know. Otherwise we cannot get vouchers, should not get vouchers before 1st January, because any voucher launched now if I request VMware for the 70% discount exam voucher for you, any voucher before that is actually only good for 6.7. So I'm in talks with VMware that what's going on here, and why are they expiring this so soon all of a sudden, and but otherwise then you need to wait for 1st January, and then I think 1st January, guys, is our course finishing before 1st January, right? I think our course is finished before 1st January, right? Okay, so, oh, Manu, you're preparing for 6.7? Okay, so if your prep is good and you're confident to go ahead within the 23 days, then I will have to specifically request exam voucher for you, right? So you can just contact me on WhatsApp and let me know that when you're ready, if you're really determined, because either you can get this voucher or you can get this voucher. Once you got this voucher, that's it. Before 31 December, you need to pass. Many are actually going for this option, and those who want to wait, voucher is good for 1 year, but don't wait that long. Others will go for this. So this is a better option, but you can go for this as well. But voucher release now, then must be consumed before this date, right? Okay. So Seth says, I prefer to wait for the 7.0. It is more up to date after all. Yeah, it is up to date. I don't know, wait. I won't go for it. Okay. So if I wait, oh, okay. You're right, exactly. So you want to go for, so just let me know. Now you know that it's urgent. So I'll just request the voucher for you, right? Before 31st. Okay, let's go ahead and hopefully that's clear. Otherwise, voucher is for 1 year. Hey, right. Hopefully that's clear. Is for 1 year. Okay, so let's go ahead and VCSA 7.0. No, we're not doing that now, but I'll be sharing that software with you, right? Xiang says if that exam hands-on or multiple choice. It's multiple choice, Xiang. So it's not hands-on. Okay, so what is VUM and how do we implement it, and what's the logic behind that? We're gonna talk about all that. I'll just start my server 2 machine, which was suspended, so I'm unsuspending it. But what is VUM? So VUM is VMware Update Manager, and now I'm just gonna go for VUM, VMware Update Manager. So what we're going to do is we're going to install VUM. So what we need to do for that, so I'm just going to copy or open this slide here and go for the prereqs, because the prereqs are mucho importante, or muy importante, and it is so important. I don't know how I'm saying that. Okay. I'll just quickly go and open the slides. Okay, it's one. Okay. So which one? 2020. Okay. Ready? Now deploying VUM, VMware Update Manager. And what is it good for? It's going to update your ESXi hosts. It's going to update your third-party software, and it can upgrade as well your virtual machine hardware. What is virtual machine hardware? Virtual machine hardware is just your virtual CPU, virtual RAM, and virtual network card. So VMware tools and virtual appliances. So it can update hypervisors, which is what we're intending to do, and then the third-party software on hosts, and then virtual appliances, right? So this is what it's going to implement or update. Now anything else, obviously we're going to also check that out when we are configuring it. So troubleshooting is that yes, the two hosts that we're going to update should be the lockdown mode should be removed. So our plan here is that we're going to update our two hosts, right? So we're gonna update this, and whatever critical VMware new critical and security updates are there, we're gonna update these two guys, and E6i1, E6i2, right? Where do we install VUM? We can install VUM on, so first of all, VUM cannot be installed on a domain controller, right? Windows server that has an Active Directory installed, VUM cannot be installed on that. Then where do we install? Either we create yet another machine here, a fifth machine that has a Windows operating system, or the only other machine that is a member server is the vCenter machine. So we're going to install VUM here as well, right? VMware Update Manager, and from there we're going to do an update of the Hypervisor 1 and Hypervisor 2 with whatever latest updates are available from the VMware website. So obviously you have to do that all the time. It's very important. Well, whenever the updates are there, obviously you have to do that, right? So that's one thing. And then the next thing is that we have to turn off the lockdown mode. So if we go for turn off lockdown mode, and that is important. That is a security feature. Obviously, lockdown mode just means that you cannot connect from the browser directly to the hypervisors. You can only connect through vCenter to the hypervisors. But temporarily, when we are updating the putting the updates, latest patches there for the hypervisor software there, then we need to turn off the lockdown mode just for that task, right? So obviously you would be doing that on the weekends and when nobody's connected, and you would request a downtime from all the users, and then you will do that, right? So that's turn off lockdown mode. We need to do. We cannot install it on a domain controller, and we will be opening internet connection. Obviously, that's something that is understood. Why? How else would it get the latest updates downloaded here and then deploy over the network to the two hypervisors? So obviously there should be internet open on whichever machine you're installing VUM. In our case, we have no choice but to install it on server 2. And what VUM really does, so VUM or VMware Update Manager normally is separately installed for Windows machine, while it is already installed in a Linux-based vCenter. So VUM needs to be installed manually for a Windows-based vCenter, while it is built into the Linux-based vCenter, right? So ours is a Windows-based, but later we're going to be doing a Linux-based deployment as well. So then you're going to know that, oh, that's a Linux-based. So the Linux-based is inside the Linux-based vCenter. It's exactly the same as your vCenter. It's just that there's a difference in management and deployment of the Linux-based vCenter. So we're going to see that when we deploy that. For now, we know that, okay, VUM is basically not installed inside the vCenter, so we have to install it manually. And in our case, this is the only machine we have. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to server 2 and check out that if we have the server there. I'm going to go down to this requirements here. The first thing is disable lockdown mode. If this lockdown mode is not disabled, then we will not be able to do the VUM deployment or patch deployment on the hypervisors. So what we can do is we can go to the two hypervisors one by one to the DCUI, direct console user interface of each hypervisor, and we need to disable the lockdown mode, which is a security feature. We're temporarily taking it down so we can patch the hypervisors, right? So let's go to the hypervisor 1 and hypervisor 2 and turn off the lockdown mode. Hopefully we understand what is VUM for. VUM is for patching your hosts, your virtual machines, and if any appliances you have or any third-party software for VMware you have. So we're going to patch our 2 hypervisors. So let's go to to fulfill the first requirement or prerequisite of VUM. We're going to go to each hypervisor, and we will try to turn off this lockdown mode. So I'm just going to go for, okay, I'll click that. I'm just going to go for ESXi1, right? And on ESXi1, so on this ESXi1, this is the DCUI mode, or Direct Console User Interface, right? And I'm just going to go click on top of that. How do I enter this? I'm going to go for F and F2 or F2 key to go directly inside there. The root, login name, root is there. Password, small ABC, capital ABC, shift123, shift123, enter. Once we go inside, then I'm just gonna go down to this, the lockdown mode. This is the lockdown mode, and it is enabled. So we're going to disable it. So I have clicked it. I'm gonna double click it, enter it. I'm just gonna press. How do we uncheck that? We uncheck that by pressing the space bar. Okay, and then we press this. So we unchecked this space bar, and then we are pressing OK by pressing enter. So enter. So lockdown mode, which was showing as enabled, is now showing disabled on the right side. I'm going to do the same thing on ESXi2 as well. So I'm going to go to the ESXi2 here and click on the screen. Now I'm inside, and then F and F2 in my case, this laptop. So small C, capital C, shift123, shift123, enter. Down arrow key, configure lockdown mode. So it is enabled. I will disable it. So I'm gonna just press enter, uncheck it, and press enter again. Right? So press enter.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amir. Amir, I have shared my error in the WhatsApp group. Do you have a quick solution for that? Otherwise, I'll just watch the video and because
So what's the error?
I'm getting some SSO error.
Oh. Okay. So this one. And it was not coming before. So you can just check your services. Go to the services.msc and
Yeah, I checked that. So all the automatic services are running.
okay, that's very good. And then it takes time. Also close the browser and sign out from everywhere, and then close the browser. And third thing is, last resort could be that you can go for just for delete all the browsing history from the browser,
Okay.
then try
Okay.
again. And also you can go to the services.msc and restart the top service, which normally says ADFS. That restarts every other service as well, and then you have to still wait 10 to 15 minutes after that.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Amir, sorry, I got lost you because I just press F2. I cut the connection. Well, I cut the wireless. So I don't know what did you did.
So you're back, right? After that?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
So you're on ESXi1, then
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on ESXi2,
So
but I'm gonna show what you can do on 1, and that's the same thing you can do on 1 and then 2 as well.
okay. So
Yeah. Did you log in first, or
yeah, I think
you see this page, right?
Yeah. So it asked me for the root password.
Yeah, so give the root password. So press F2 and then give the root password. So go down here and small ABC, capital ABC, shift123, shift123, or whatever you give.
Okay. So then configure lockdown, that one?
Yes. So go to the lockdown, press enter on top of that from the keyboard. It's all keyboard then. And simply press the space bar to uncheck, enable lockdown.
Okay.
Uncheck. check and press
Done?
enter to confirm. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. And repeat it on server 2 A6i2 as well. Okay, so once we have done this, so E6i2 is there, okay, so and E6i1 is there, and well, hopefully it is done by everyone or those whose machines are working fine. There is no, you don't need to save that configuration. Suppose I press escape here, it's not going to ask for a restart of the network services, so it's okay. When you disable it, you don't have to save in any way this configuration, right? So other than that, that's the first prereq here, right? So we're gonna go ahead and try to, so don't install it on a domain controller. Yes, that's a big warning here. VUM on vCenter VM. So that is we're going to install now. So first thing, yes, we disable lockdown mode. Enable internet. Okay, let's check that. Do we have internet connection on the vCenter machine? Because what will happen is when we do start installation of VUM, it's going to install the SQL Express edition, which is a database, small database, free small database, and for that database installation, it's going to check for latest files of the database, right? And then start the VMware installation. Once installed, then we need to check our Vsphere client and web client. Okay, so let's check this enable internet connection on which server? Server 2, the vCenter. So I'm going to go down here to the server 2. So I'm just going to go to server 2 here and minimize this update. And on server 2, do I have internet? So yes, I do, but I'll just check it out from this other tab and then go to cnn.com. And if you see Trump, that's it. You have internet. Or okay, well, it goes up to the CNN, which is also okay. Okay, I was just reading the news as well. So yes, internet is there, and then the next thing is let's install our VUM now. So how do we install the VUM if internet is there and prereqs have been done on the hypervisors?
So if the internet is not there, what should we do?
Oh yeah,
I think
so right click on top of that, server 2, and then click settings. Check that if we have the second NIC there. So once you go to the settings, you should be seeing if the network adapter 2 is showing NAT. So is it there?
yes.
Okay, that's good. Cancel out. This means it is disabled if you don't have internet. So just go down to this server manager here, this suitcase icon.
Okay.
And then go to local server here, this one.
Okay.
And if you can click just this one, Ethernet 0, if you don't see the Ethernet 1. So click the Ethernet 0, and then you will see one of them is, or Ethernet 1 is disabled. Just right click, disable. Oh, enable.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Okay guys, so let's get going. So internet is there. Now how do we get VUM? So first thing is that the VUM is available in the same ISO file that has the Windows-based vCenter as well. So the file with which we install the vCenter, the full Windows-based vCenter, is the same file with which we need to install VUM, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and try to right-click this machine here. Settings. And if you go there, then we need to go to CD/DVD, right? Why do we need to go to CD/DVD? We need to just check that if that same ISO file with which we install the vCenter, is it still mapped here? I can see the word VIM written there, and I can see the 6.5 there. If it is VIM written there, yes, it is your Windows-based vCenter file. VIM 6.5, this means this is the correct file in which VUM also can be found, right? So you don't have to change it, but if you see there that there is Windows Server 2016 file 14393 written there, that is a Windows 2016 file, then you need to go browse and check that this file is attached. If it's already you're seeing here, then you're good.
Hi, please, could you go a step back to the local server?
Okay, and where?
What did you click on, please?
Oh yeah, here.
To get
see
to
this
that.
on the second virtual machine on the top, and then settings.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
And then we have CD DVD here, and in the CD DVD, do you have that file there? So I'm gonna click
Yes.
browse here, and this is how the file looks like. The VIM-all 6.5. Just ignore the numbers there. If it is VIM and 6.5, you're good. This is the file we need, right? Double click that. Yes, it is there, and I'm gonna press O and K. Okay. Once you press OK here, so the correct file is there. What we need to do is we need to go inside the DVD. How do we go inside the DVD of server 2? So we're gonna go to the yellow folder, which is the file explorer as well. This yellow folder inside server 2, and then we go to this PC because we need to reach the CD-ROM here or DVD-ROM, right? So once you're on the CD-ROM, go ahead and double click that because it's gonna start this page, the first installation page, right? And make sure that this page is there when you load it. So guys, make sure this page is there. So what happens is that make sure that you do not select this vCenter server for Windows. Now in the last course, we were all selecting here, right? This one, second one. This is Vsphere Update Manager, clearly written here. But one student was so not giving attention, he kept it selected here, and then we selected this one and we clicked the install, and he selected this one and clicked the install. So totally, you know, watching CP24 or some basketball match, and then he ended up installing or overwriting his vCenter for Windows and corrupted the whole current vCenter for Windows installed. So don't do this. Go for the second one, Vsphere Update Manager. There's a server written there, right? So just click that server and install that. So this is the VMware Update Manager. When you select that server under Vsphere Update Manager, you see two things here. One is use Microsoft SQL Server 2012 Express Edition, and that is unselected. It's okay, keep it unchecked for now. First it says, hey, you don't even have .NET Framework 4.7. Why? So it is selected. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that first this one is installed, and after installation it's going to restart as well. So we're going to restart this machine. Once we come back and we again open this page, then we're going to select this one and we will install this SQL Server Express Edition, right, at that time. So Xiang says, what is this for? So .NET Framework 4.7 is a set of tools, collection of tools that lets this software properly gets installed. But what exactly it provides to the software, some of the components of software requires that some of the Windows tools should be there from .NET Framework 4.7. So, but what exactly those tools are, I have to again check that. Once I read that, that was a very long list there. But it's important for the VUM to work. That's good enough for now. Okay, so install Microsoft .NET Framework 4.7. Just select this. Don't select this one right now, SQL Server. First we're going to select this and click install. Right? So it's going to start extracting those files there, .NET Framework 4.7. And why internet has to be there? Because for .NET Framework 4.7 also, the files that are, if they are missing within this DVD ISO, so it's going to grab those files from internet. right? So first is in 4.7 .NET Framework will be installed, and it will ask for a restart as well. So we're gonna have to restart the server too. Okay, so it pops up here like this, .NET Framework, and wow. So somebody went HM already sees this window, while Deepshika is still seeing that error. So select the language for the installation of the choice update manager. You're a key thing to me. Okay, so if this pops up at Sham, just press OK. And for Adigi, it's not showing on the DVD. Adigi, if you're seeing my screen here, so Adigi, well, that's the name showing there on WhatsApp for me. So right click on the screen and go to settings and go to CD DVD. Adigi, go to CD DVD and then make sure that these two boxes are checked. I think one of your boxes is not checked. So make sure these two boxes are both checked and then press OK, and then you will see that. If the VIM is here, it must be there, then these two boxes should be checked as well. Okay, hopefully that is. I have read the accept and license terms, install. Yeah, connected. Okay, and Jacinda Kaur sees 543. So yeah, 543 means wait for the services in the background to start. This vCenter is being brutal to Deepshika and Jaswinder both, I think, and it's not really giving. Oh, Raman as well. SSO. So guys, if you're still struggling, some of you are struggling to have that. Okay. If you're still struggling to have this installed vCenter, then you can take my screenshots, but keep troubleshooting. It's good for you.
Amir?
Yeah.
So from my side, is it okay? Automatically not updating. Maybe the earlier my .NET is updated like that.
Oh yes, then it's okay. Yes, that's very good. You're seeing this, which is good. Next. Oh, HM. So
Yes.
you need to select the SQL as well. Did you select the SQL? Because
Okay.
if you
No. So in that case, cancel.
Yeah.
Again, cancel and go.
Yeah, cancel this and first make sure select SQL and then click install again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so what else? And yeah, SSO is coming to Xiang as well. So guys, this is sometimes vCenter is just not cooperating with us. So in that case, yes, if anybody's 4.7 is done, you have to then go for SQL installation as well. But right now I did not select SQL. At Sham's 4.7 is already installed because he updated his Windows. So that's why I'm telling only him to install SQL. All others, please make sure first that .NET Framework is installed and then you go for SQL, right? Okay, cool. Do you want to set up to close the server manager? Yes. And many are seeing SSO, or 4 of the students are seeing SSO. In that case, guys, have patience, and wherever I ask for a screenshot, just take a screenshot of my screen and do keep troubleshooting. All you need to do is check services and then check for 10 minutes if the SSO comes or the vCenter loads. Otherwise, restart again and then wait for 15 minutes. Don't touch anything and then log in and try to go there again. It's very limited hardware we have, and the limited speed of the processor, and many applications in the background may be running. So ouch. So my shows there the blue screen of life. So this is blue, we call it blue screen of life, right? Well, it's the other way, blue screen of death. And it says here kernel data in page error, not support given this. We didn't say there's a hardware based error. So all kinds of issues are coming there on the machines. And you guys, if you want to stay in this field of IT, just at least plan to have a better machine, having 32 GB RAM and i7 quad core. If you want to know the guy who sells it cheaper, let me know on WhatsApp. I'll give the address. But the thing is that you do plan that I need to have a heavy or good machine there, physical machine first of all, right? Okay, Sylvester says after install .NET I need to select SQL and install. Yes, Sylvester, please select SQL and then click install again. Okay, Zian says how much will cost to upgrade to 32 GB? Well, I can give you the number of that guy and you can ask that person. He has a lot of for refurbished laptops, and so many of my students from so many colleges have already purchased and they've been doing very these labs which we are struggling with. So you can ask that guy. I'll just share the number here, and you can just, anyone who wants to ask him about refurbished laptops, you can just see that as well. Well, my .NET framework is also going. Yeah, you're saying?
Professor, so I installed .NET and then I'm installing SQL and it's I got a pop-up window. It's asking me for the vCenter server information.
Yes. Oh, you can share the screen.
Actually, I'm installing it on a different laptop and I'm using.
Then take a picture from your cell phone. Is that possible?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Alright guys, so yeah, I've just shared that number. You can just talk to that guy. Oh, in my case, I think my .NET Framework installation is nearing the finish line. Let's see if it's a winner. Okay, so Sylvester has shown a screen. Guys, if anyone sees this screen here and the options are these, oh, okay, I can go to the extreme right. So there's a IP address window here, this one, IP address window. So just put the correct IP address, static IP address of your server 2, which is 192.168.200.2, right? So that would be the first thing. Second thing, do not change HTTP port. Whoever comes there, and whenever you come there, you can still ask me again. Here, username and password. You know what will happen here? You have to give the vCenter username, which is administrator at vsphere.local, and you have to give the vCenter password here. Why? VUM will directly connect to the vCenter, and VUM update manager will appear there inside the vCenter. So IP should be 200.1 here, 192.168.200.1, and username of the vCenter, administrator at vsphere.local, and the password of vCenter, right? So do that. Whoever reaches that, if later you reach there, you can just ask me again. Alright, so let us try to go ahead and so it is still doing this installation and progress and installing necessary components for .NET framework. Okay, I'm still just trying to go for watch too many movies, maybe mafia movies, and going for Italiano or maybe Spaniel. Okay, so let's get going. Installing necessary components for .NET framework. So once we all get vaccines, then we have to go to that samosa shop. Okay, there you go. So it's .NET Framework 4.7 has been installed. So this is, I'm just going to click finish. If it asks for a restart, I have to restart as well. So I'm going to click finish and okay, if any one of you gets this window, stop running this script. A script on this page is causing your web browser to run slowly. If it continues, I'm just going to press UI to that, right? UI means yes, right? I'm gonna press yes to that.
So, I mean, for me, it asks for restart. What should I do?
Yes, restart.
Should I do that?
Yes, that's a better.
Restart now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, it did not ask me a restart, which is really strange. But I know that it always asks for a restart. I think that script hop-up just killed it. So I'm just gonna restart myself anyway. Guys, after 4.7, restart. Whether it asks, even if it doesn't ask. Oh, it did not ask you, Sylvester? Well, if you're in the process of installing SQL, that's okay. After that, restart. When SQL is successfully installed. Cool.
What should the IP address be?
IP address would be 192.168.200.2, which is the IP address of this machine where we are installing.
100.2. Then I use port 80.
If you have used some other IP address on this particular machine where you're installing VUM, oh, well, you need to put the IP address of the vCenter. Whatever is the IP address of the vCenter machine, you need to put that IP address. It's restarted, and I'm gonna go back here and log in, and I need to start installation of SQL Server. SQL Server 2012. Yes, Ayodhiji, we have to select SQL Server 2012. Does it ask for that? Yes, we have to select. Exactly, that's a checkbox there, and we have to. If you are done installing 4.7 and you restarted the machine, then yes. In fact, I'm about to do that now. Right, let us go ahead, and I'm trying to select the other one as well. Well, so I'm just going to go to the file server here, right? This one, file server. It's still thinking of loading. Okay, and then I'm going to go to this PC in vCenter machine, and I'm going to launch that first page of installation again from the DVD. I'll double click. Yay! So it says get updates. Yes, I should get updates, but I did not install updates. And the page opens again, the launch page, the installation launch page, right? So I'm going to go for the server, the VMware update, and now you see use Microsoft SQL Server 2012 Express as the embedded database. I have already installed 4.7 and it is already unchecked now, but I need to install the SQL Server, so I'm just going to check that. And I'm going to click install now. So 4.7 now unchecked, SQL Server checked, and install. So it's going to grab latest files from internet for SQL Server Express as well. Safe says SQL and Vsphere poor server. Yes. Oh, well, you know, we're about to install Veeam here as well. Veeam is a third-party software, so it's gonna get poor error. In fact, hey, do you guys have Veeam there already? I don't think so, so I'm just gonna up and date that. I'll just put that link for. In fact, I'm putting multiple links here. VCSA. I'm on the other screen and trying to just search for the, okay, there are 3 files. One by one, I need to, oh, you know what, I'll just copy it from these guys. In fact, I'm on those links. So guys, I'm gonna be posting some download links here that you may already have some of those. So don't go ahead and download everything because some of those you have, but what you don't have, I'm just gonna tell you. So copy and I'll put it on your OneNote. Software to download. There's a software to download link here, and okay, so I put this vCenter 7.0 that yes, you will need to download later. 7.0 vCenter, right, and 7.0 ISO hypervisor as well. So that is later, and also VCSA 6.7. No, well, you must have downloaded already. Okay, I'll grab some more links here. Veeam software. Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Veeam converter. Amazing. Okay, I really wanted that. So this is from another college OneNote. I'm just copying to you as well. So what you need to download, I will just put that line here. So before the line, whatever is there, you need to download, right? So please download all above software. You don't have to start now. You can download that tomorrow before the next class. If you're done with VUM today, then we can go for at least the Veeam software. That is their Veeam, right? Veeam software. Anyway, and the other links are these 7.0 VCSA that we need to download and then check out what's the difference between 6.5, 6.7, and 7.0, right? Okay, so those links are there, updated to your portal now, and let's carry on with what we were doing. Crayon. Alright, so where were we? I'll just click that link. Yeah. If I go back and check it out, what's going on? Okay, so SQL is on its way. I'm just hoping VMware would answer me fast so I would know that should I release the vouchers now or later. So while now it is checking for updates online.
So, Amir, sorry. After you restarted the server, what step you did? I just got lost that one because just recently my servers come up again.
So you can open the yellow folder here after you logged in, and then go to this PC until you reach the DVD-ROM.
Again?
And yes, and double click that.
Mm,
You should show that green and orange logo.
yes. So
Click that
the
until you reach this page.
okay. So it said verify verified publisher. Is that one? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do that.
And then you need to select the vSphere Update Manager, this server again, and only select SQL now and click install.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let me check my installation here. It's still downloading some more stuff or checking and hopefully downloading other stuff.
Pepper.
Wow, it's just moving and moving and moving. Nothing else. Maybe there's a window in the background that might show an error if there's an error and is waiting for me to click it, but no, there is nothing. I just tried to remove all that just to check. So, okay, it's in process. The internet is slow.
I'm back to that page that asks for IP address,
Uh-huh.
port, username, and password.
Back? Okay. So, Aris, did you...
For the SQL, for the
Uh-huh.
SQL
Can you
page
share a
again.
screenshot?
Okay. Share the screenshot.
Okay. And yeah, so in this, oops. So 192 in this window, the IP address is the IP address of the vCenter, which is 192.168.200.2 or whatever IP you gave to the vCenter machine. And the username would be administrator at vsphere.local, the username of the vCenter, and the password of the vCenter that we use to log into the vCenter. So IP of the machine and the username password log. Okay.
Amir?
Yeah.
For my case, after just installing like what I saw at your computer, the same first page is coming, the .NET and enable the database options, but not coming to my for the IP and username password page is not coming.
Oh, okay. If the SQL Server is fully installed, then
But
yeah,
not asking for the username, password, and IP address.
yeah. If is the SQL Server fully installed?
Because after I already passes the step what I just see at your desktop monitor now. But after that, the same first page is coming.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that what you're saying. Do you know if you had to click the SQL Server and then click install and did the SQL Server installation
Yes.
went on?
Yes, the same process what I seeing at your monitor. I also pass this step,
Okay.
but not asking for the username, password, and the IP putting paste.
Yeah, I understand
So
what
I'm
you're saying now.
happy.
Okay, so the answer to the SQL question is yes, that it is installed, right? Okay, so in that case, just if you're on that first page again, that's very good. And make sure that you keep unchecked SQL and keep unchecked 4.7. And now
Yes.
click only install, because now it's going to install the VUM itself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so there's oh yeah, so Eris, you have to just it's for everyone else as well, and there's a big message there. Zhang says my machine is still freezing. What are we doing is go to ISO, install frame, install SQL. Yes, it's the right step, Zhang. We can install both. Have to install net frame first. Yes. No, we cannot install both. Well, if you select both, it's still going to install 4.7 first and restart, and then it's going to go for SQL. So that's why I said select one and then install, and then select second and then install. Otherwise, it's going to do the same thing anyway if you select both. Okay, there's another screen Eris is showing, and yes, Eris, so in that case, do not change any of these options and click next. Again coming to me. Guys, please mute the mics. Okay, I'm going to go for this. Stop running this page. The script on this page is causing your web browser to run slowly. Discontinue your response is stopped. Yes, always go for that. And well, seems like it is done. So guys, if the SQL is done, because I think it's just showing that it's done, so I'm just gonna uncheck this and go for if you suppose SQL is installed and you still check it, so it's not going to install then SQL. If it then it will detect that if the SQL is there or not, and most probably it doesn't install SQL. If I click that install, now I have selected SQL, but it detects that I have already installed it, so it's not going to install it again, and it goes for the next step, which is VMware vSphere Update Manager. So it is better not to select this option. If you are sure you installed SQL Server, just keep these two options unselected, because you one by one installed both of these. Now you're good to go for VMware vSphere Update Manager. That's the third one, right? So first we install 4.7, then SQL, then vSphere Update Manager. So I'm going to press OK to this. So it's going to continue now and install this. Okay, Eris has shared. Eris, yes, this is next. No changes here as well. Okay, my C drive disk space is running out, so I'll go to documents, Camtasia Studio. So many videos have been created, I'll just delete those. Okay, so I'll go back to my deployment. Okay, so it's ready to launch, and I'm going to click next. I accept the terms. Next. So it says here, please read the following update manager support information carefully. Download updates from default sources immediately after installation. Yes, this is okay. VUM should be downloading latest updates of VMware patches, security patches, critical patches, driver patches. I'm going to click next. And this is what some of the students showed. So we need to have the IP of this machine, the vCenter. So I'm going to change the last two octets of that, and it's going to be 200. Oops, 200 dot 2 is IP. I'm not going to change the HTTP port here. I'll change the username, administrator at vsphere dot local, and the password small abc capital abc shape 123 without shape 123, and next. So I gave the username password of the vCenter itself, and then it says SOAP port, web port, SSL ports. These are just the client connectivity ports to the VUM server through web port and SOAP port, and also secure socket layer secure port. I do not have, yes, I have internet connection and I want to configure proxy settings. This is what it says here. I do not have a proxy setting here. What is a proxy setting? In big companies, the internet comes through a proxy software, and web proxy software it could be any of the company's proxy software. What that proxy software does, it makes your frequently accessed websites, it caches the information of the frequently accessed websites, and it also secures your connection. Suppose many people are going to the Facebook, so you can actually go to the proxy software and block Facebook or block any other site that you have. So it's a security as well as other fast internet connection and security for your internet. So we don't have a proxy software. We have DSL router at home, so we're getting IPs directly from there and internet directly from there. So we don't have to do anything. Okay, Arang says my server is still installing. Yes, Arang, when you reach that stage, let me know. So I will just tell you what to do. And I'll click next. All right, welcome. And then it says that C drive, where do you want to install? So I'll just say, yeah, just go to C drive. It's okay. It's not okay for production environment. Always change it to the other drive. For just a training environment, I'm just doing that. I'm going to click install now. So Jiang says, is proxy server a firewall? No. Although ISA Internet Security and Acceleration Server, that was a Microsoft product that actually was like a firewall. It acted like a firewall. So some proxy software are just for frequently accessing the sites or cache the sites which are frequently accessed and block some of the websites. And some all had the firewall built into that. So if the firewall is built into the proxy software, yes, it is okay. Otherwise, the firewalling is not the basic functionality for proxy software. Okay, so Sylvester says, should we check configure proxy server? Leave it. No, we have to leave it. We do not have to check.
Amir?
Yep.
I face this option and I cannot move forward when I select.
Do not select.
Then
Hasham, do not select.
let's select.
Do not.
So in that case, should I click cancel?
Okay, well, you can show me your screen. Oh, actually, you're showing your screen. So let me check that. Is that what you're seeing? Hasham, is that your screen?
Yeah.
Well, I think you've selected some options that I did not select. Okay, press OK or press cancel to this and show me the previous screen. Oh, it says requires a database. This means you did not install the SQL Express yet. But press cancel to this and show me the screenshot of the previous screen. What was it asking?
Yes, I already show you.
Okay, let me go there. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of screens. Okay, let me go there to the one. So it is, somewhere you've selected an option that is asking that, hey, please connect to the database now. Where is the database? It's looking for an external database while we're using the internal. So you have to go click back and then show the previous screen and then back wherever the option was wrongly selected. So there are other screens as well that okay. Well, yeah, this is okay, but I think you didn't install the SQL server, so it's better to cancel this and select only SQL and then click install, and then tell me what it shows.
Okay. I mean, once select check SQL and press install, then the Vmware Update Manager is coming.
This means that your SQL is installed, but it's looking still for SQL Server as well, which is very strange. So this means it could be that the SQL did not install correctly, and it's not reinstalling as well. Shehu, can you unmute? Oh, mute your mic. I'll mute it for you. Okay. So okay, press OK here, and then try to go ahead and see. Let me see that. Where do you stop again?
Hello, Amir.
Yep.
I have an issue.
Yep.
I sent it on WhatsApp. I have incompatibility issue. Is the channel?
This channel. Okay. Is that yours? This channel? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
vCenter is incompatible with the VMware Vsphere update manager you are installing. Please select a compatible vCenter. Okay, which file is that? vCenter server. Oh, is incompatible with the Vsphere update manager that you're installing. So, is it for 6.0 or 6.5 or 6.7? So, it's just saying that
6.5.
6.5.
Yes.
I think you have a wrong 6.5. Gabriel says, do we click the proxy? No, do not click the proxy, Gabriel. Okay, so which file you have, you can show a picture of that to VIM.
Yes.
Full file.
Let me. Okay. Let me show you.
I mean, now maybe okay. Now the same page is coming. Swap port and web port.
Yeah, that's good. So do not check anything on that page and click next.
Okay. I send you.
Yes, that's
okay.
I'm waiting for the picture to upload there in the group. So in my case, the install sheet is there. So this one is not there. The picture is not there.
I send you picture on WhatsApp. The last picture.
No, I'm looking at WhatsApp right now, and last picture is Sham's picture. Or are you talking about the same picture? Did you send me a new one?
Yeah.
No, it's not there. Well, if it's there, I would be looking at it. So try again.
Okay.
Guys, so it is installed.
Amir, I can't see it. That was stupid stuff from him. It was in Humber Fall training time.
Exactly.
Humber Fall. Hey, okay, my cell phone is then not uploading it. I don't know why. Okay, let me check it from cell phone now. And oh, now we're just showing. Wow. So I think I'm on Mars and it's reaching after a long time. So oh, what is this?
So mine is done. So first step is to uncheck use Microsoft MySQL and say okay for English.
Yeah, click install again without checking anyone.
Okay.
VIM 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. vCenter, yeah.
vCenter. This, oh, there are 2 VIMs you have. So
I use 6.5 vCenter.
That ends with 038.
Yes, sir.
But maybe you installed the previous one because now it's not accepting you. This is the first time I'm seeing this error. Did you use this other one as well?
Okay.
No. Did you?
Okay.
Okay. So you get that, right?
No. Okay. I try to create this one.
Okay. Try the other one and hopefully it doesn't give the error. So and so Oladepo shows that scan for protocol-based fail. Oladepo, sometimes it happens that the internet is too slow for this update. Then try this again, and when it reaches this step, it happened to some students in previous class as well that internet was too slow at that given time and it could not grab those updates, so it just failed.
So Amir, the IP is 202.
IP is 202, yeah.
And for username and password, okay, I can do that.
Cool. And what else is coming there? So Deepshika shows this. I allowed it. Why is this not going? No, it's not gonna go away. It's not that easy. So Deepshika, if you have internet connection there, just do what click the not secure and then allow again. Flash. I think we need to allow a few other options too. Yes. Oh, you forgot. Allow again, read. Oh, okay, you got support there. So guys, we need to still move ahead as well. So I'm just gonna try to open the vCenter now. It's been long enough. Hopefully the vCenter services in the background are started. So I'll go for the vCenter. What was the name of that? I think the Vsphere. If I just type Vsphere here, oh, there's no cache. Serious. Okay, what's the machine name here? Local server. If I go there, so it's Amir serve 2. Alright. So Amir serve 2. Vsphere-com.
I mean, so this username and password which username and password should be? It said, it said unfortunately. So it means I did wrong. Yeah,
it's administrator. I'll just type there as well. Administrator at vsphere.local. It's not dot, it's at. And the password, if you have given the class password, then it is this. It's in the chat now.
Okay, thank you.
And Alice shows the screen here, which is databases.
To install the database, do I cancel?
Yes. So it is asking for an external database. I'm not sure which wrong option was selected, but it's not. It's supposed to be an internal database, and we did not install on any other machine a SQL database. So why it is asking?
Just cancel it.
Yeah, cancel it.
So for the port, did you change anything? So for the port, nothing. And for the check mark, yes, I have internet connection, blah, blah. Should I select that check mark or
No, do
no?
not select that.
Okay.
So guys, if I open the vCenter, it shows me the Adobe Flash Player, and I'm gonna go to this not secure here, this one, right? Adobe Flash Player. I'm gonna go to the not secure. So Flash is blocked. I'm just gonna click that. Allow for the Flash. The other ones are there. If Deepshika, if you're looking at that, only Flash should be, because we configured the rest already. Yeah. Somebody said something. Okay. So I'm just gonna click that and reload.
But it's still there.
Yeah. So somebody was trying to say something. Okay, so I'm logging in from that. So guys, we do need to record this as well, and if we are really slow, then I won't be able to even record that, and nobody gains from this, right? So whatever troubleshooting you're getting, if you're also letting me go ahead, then that's good, and I can still give you some quick tips. If it's a small one, yes, please ask, and I need to still go ahead and show you the whole lab. Okay, so the vCenter is finally logging in, and we need to. So guys, if your vCenter is logged in, those who are there, so the only change that happens now after doing all this is that the update manager starts showing like this here. Update manager starts showing like this. Yeah, so Orang uncheck both checkboxes. Oh, if you have installed the final one as well, then just open the vCenter. Log in like I logged in.
Okay, thank you.
So here, so guys, on this we have update manager here, right? So if I go to the home button here, this one, right, home button, and I click that, home, right? Okay, so Deepshika is sharing the experience of troubleshooting. So if you got the SSO error, just restart the AFD service. Thank you, Deepshika, for sharing that, and then wait for 10 to 15 minutes and it would work. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so
Amir, sorry, can you copy your server link? That one, copy the link that you entered to the vCenter. That one.
And change the name to yours.
I will. Thank you.
What was that? Okay, it's okay. I think it's didn't copy the name, so serve to dot humber dot local slash vsphere dash client. Well, that's it, what I just shared again.
Thank you.
So Xiang is asking which service. Xiang, see this? If I right click here and go to run and services.msc, I hope you're seeing Xiang. So services.msc, and I'm going to press OK. In the services, if the service is open, so it's already on automatic. If it is not, then click only once on startup type here, and on the left side, any services that are starting with VMware. So this is the VMware AFD service. So you have to right click on top of that and restart like this, right? I'm not going to restart because then I have to wait 10 to 15 minutes myself. So, but I'm showing you, Xiang, that this is where you need to go, and VMware AFD service. Hopefully you got that. So I'll minimize this. Okay guys, so here, cool. Okay, so what I was showing you, that update manager will show up here after you did all this update manager installation. It's gonna show up here under the operations and policies, and if you go to the home button here, this one, then it's gonna show here. So update manager is installed. If you haven't gone through the VUM installation, it's not gonna show here, right? So after doing all that VUM installation, then it show here. Okay, thank you. So here guys, now I'm gonna go to this update manager. I'm gonna click this update manager, right? I'm gonna click this update manager that is showing from this home button. Z is the home button. So once I click that update manager, then on the left side you see your vCenter name, right? I'm going to click on top of that vCenter name, and on the right side now I see manage. So we can manage the update manager that is installed on our vCenter machine, or that is added to our vCenter machine, right? It could be installed on some other member server as well, and it's still going to show that, okay, since you're connected to vCenter, so the vCenter machine name is showing here. So once you select that machine name, then you go for manage here on the right side, and now you see that this is the whole dashboard of update manager: settings, host baselines, VMs, VAs, baselines, patch repository, ESXi images, VA upgrades, right? So now this is network connectivity, and the first one is settings here, and in the settings you can see here network connectivity, right? So how did I come here? You can go to this button and then click the home and then click the update manager. Actually, it's showing here update manager directly. So if you click the home button, it's showing update manager directly here. So once you click, then you click this and then click the name and then click the manage, right? So settings, network connectivity, and this is just how the clients will connect to you. What are the clients? Your hypervisors, your virtual machines, right? That needs to connect to whichever resource need to connect to your update manager. And then the next one is download settings here. So this download settings is showing you that which VMware websites it is downloading the patches from, right? So connectivity status is still saying validating. It's not TID, it's ting right now. So maybe some of you have TID while I have ting. Okay, so now this is, oh, I have TID too. Okay, so that's good. So we don't need to mess with those sites because these are the sites where they download this from, the VMware downloads the patches from. But what I can do is that I can click this button here, download now, right? Although I don't have to. Why? When we were installing VUM, we had that option checked that was saying that as soon as the VUM will install, it will download all the latest updates there. But I'm still going to click this download now, right? So, and you can see a download patch definitions. So it's going to just simply go through that, which is okay. We don't need to really wait for that. We just click the download now button and simply go ahead. So I'm going to go to download schedule here, right? Download schedule, and it says download schedule here, and task name, task description, frequency, last run, next run, send email to. So it's just that you want to see that how frequently it's going to download, which is okay. You can change it to weekly instead of daily. It's up to you. And notification check, how soon you want to know about the updates being launched or deployed on the resources, or frequency. It's hourly. You can change it to whichever frequency you want. And then there's VM settings here. So it says that remediation rollback options. Remediation just means that deploy the patches, right? Suppose the boss says, hey, can you remediate ESXi1 and ESXi2? So what he or she is saying that can you deploy the patches to the ESXi1 and ESXi2? So remediate is just that here in VUM. You deploy patches or remediate. Remediate rollback options. Suppose you want to go for rolling back your patch deployment. Suppose virtual machines, the patches were deployed, but after that they started to, during the patch deployment there was a corruption, or after that there was a corruption. So in that case, the remediation can do rollback as well. Then there are host and cluster settings here, and those are that maintenance mode settings are there, VM power state. So it's just saying that, hey, do you want your virtual machine power state to be changed when the patches are being deployed? And there's a maintenance mode written here, right? We're about to see that. We're going to put our ESXi hypervisors to the maintenance mode, so that's what So what is a maintenance mode? If I go to the diagram, so the maintenance mode is that you can just take down this. Some of you may know about the safe mode in Windows. So safe mode is that you can restart a Windows machine and press F8 during the restart or before the restart starts, right? You press F8 and it goes to the safe mode. Safe mode is that no drivers are deployed there, no drivers are loaded there for sound, display, network, and then you can troubleshoot whatever the issue was, if there was an issue. So maintenance mode is exactly like that, if the hypervisor goes to the maintenance mode, none of the virtual machines can work. Then if the machines are powered on, they have to be vMotioned to some other hypervisor if this hypervisor is about to go to the maintenance mode. So if we want to patch the hypervisors, we have to put them on maintenance mode, which means if the virtual machines are powered on, you need to vMotion them away from here or shut them down. But virtual machines will not work if the hypervisor or ESXi host is on maintenance mode. Okay, so if we go back here, then VM power state, no, please don't change our VM power state. It just says that disable removable media devices that might prevent a host from entering maintenance mode. So if you want to patch the host, you need to put it in maintenance mode. If there are any removable media connected to the host that might stop you from going to the maintenance mode, then in that case, do you want to take any action? So we're saying no, don't take any action. Xiang, it's a 503 error, so it's not an error actually, it's just saying that wait for your machines, wait for all the services in the background for vCenter to start. So refresh after a minute or two, every 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so and then there's PXE booted host. PXE means pre-boot execution environment, and some of you may know that what is PXE. But suppose you have a server here, and then you purchase some new desktops which are empty. You want to deploy Windows 10 over the network to these empty desktops. So what happens is that suppose this is the network card here and this is the network card here. So these network cards are PXE enabled, which means what? Pre-boot execution environment means what? When the empty desktop starts, it detects that, oh, I don't have an operating system. So this network, it boots from the network. What does that mean? It goes to the network card, and network card has a PXE chip there. And what is the function of a PXE chip in the network card? It is supposed to search for a DHCP in the environment. Suppose this server also has a DHCP or dynamic host configuration protocol, or the protocol that automatically distributes IP addresses. So the empty desktop's network card searches and for a DHCP and requests an IP and gets an IP. So this empty desktop is over the network accessible now, thanks to PXE boot network cards, or network boot, right? That is also called. So then you can deploy any ISO or Windows 10, any OS over the network, any image of the OS over the network to the empty desktops there. So it's just saying that if this concept is also here, that you deployed some hypervisors. Suppose you or your company purchased 100 Dell machines. Each is a heavy server, right? Lots of RAM and lots of CPUs there. So then you can deploy the hypervisor ESXi over the network as well to those empty physical servers. So if anyone was deployed by PXE booted host, then what do you want when you're doing a remediation, or when you're trying to put the patches there, when you're trying to go for maintenance mode for that as well? So do you want to allow installation of additional software on PXE booted host? So it says no, but it's up to you how do you want to go for it if you have any kind of those physical servers. And then there is VApp settings here, and the VApp settings just shows that there's a smart reboot after remediation. What is VApp? VApp is a grouping of virtual machines. You group together virtual machines to restart that group of virtual machines, or together shut down the group of virtual machines, or together start the group of virtual machines. So that is what it just groups together virtual machines. If you want, suppose you're patching 10 virtual machines, and you want to restart them together. So you put them in VApp, and VApp has a switch where you go to power button and simply restart. It restarts all 10 virtual machines inside the VApp. Okay, so we go to the hosts baseline here. Hosts baseline on the right side, right? The second tab.
I mean, I think I am in the other place because I haven't those tab. I don't know.
So do you see this button here?
Yes.
So do you, if you go down, do you see this?
Oh, update manager? Okay, thank you.
Click that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And then click on the left side as well, the server. Then click on the right side, manage. Then you will see where we are. Okay, Sylvester says in the chat, can we use VUM to patch VMs as well? Yes, so VUM patches the virtual machines, VUM patches the hypervisors, VUM patches also appliances and third-party software. So it does all that. VUM also deploys, it can deploy ESXi images as well over the network with the help of another service called auto deploy. So for now, well, main task would be still the patching of those hosts or VMs or VMs. VAs are virtual appliances. What is a virtual appliance? Suppose you have a third-party software like F5 load balancer. Maybe some of you have heard about load balancer. F5 load balancer is really famous load balancer software. If that software is installed in a virtual machine, so this is called appliance, right? So third-party software installed in a virtual machine is called appliance. So you can update appliances also with the help of VUM. Okay, so we have here host baseline, and what is a baseline? Baseline is just a collection of patches. Baseline is a collection of patches. So suppose there's a critical security patch, there's a driver patch, there's any other critical patch or security patch. These are separate kinds there. So there are two types of patches already showing. There are two types of baselines already showing there, but we're going to create our own new baseline. So let's click that green plus sign and click the new baseline, right? Once we click the new baseline here, so there's a new baseline, and you can put the name, your first name dash baseline, or whatever name you want to put. But yeah, your name should be there actually. So your first name baseline. So once we put your first name baseline here, then you can select which type of patches you want to collect. Do you want to collect the patches for the host? Host is your hypervisor. ESXi1, ESXi2 are host. Or host extension. If you click that, so it says the host extensions is additional software that you may have deployed with the host or to the host. Suppose you've deployed some appliances inside the host, a virtual machine with a third-party software. So you want to go for that. Or you want to go for the third category is host upgrade. You want to upgrade your host, like it is 6.5. Do you want to upgrade to 6.7 or 7.0? You can do that from here as well. We're going to go for the top option, which is host patch. Okay, so what is patch exactly? Yes, patch is any update. Suppose
Okay. A little bit lost. So on the baseline, what I just select?
Yeah, did you click the new baseline?
I just host baseline, then?
Oh, you're not on this screen, right?
Yes.
I'll cancel out. So I'm on host baseline, and then I click this new baseline.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So, and what is a patch? That is a question as well. And patch is, suppose we have a problem in our operating system or in our software. So that problem is, then we report that problem to the VMware. Hey, VMware, we have an issue with our VMware, vCenter. So the VMware sees that issue, it gets the detail, and then it sees, oh, okay, so that's the issue. So it creates a small software that resolves that issue, right? And it says that, okay, so please download that small file and put it on vCenter machine and double click that file and run it and install it fully, right? So after this file is fully installed, that problem will be gone. So that is called a patch. It could be security patch, maybe there's a security issue or problem. It could be driver patch, or it could be a critical patch that is just critical to the whole software. Well, okay guys, so once we are on the host baseline, then hopefully you have put that name, your first name dash baseline, your first name dash base and line. So once you put your first name baseline, and just select host patch, which is already selected. So if you put the name and you've selected the host patch, which is the first one, then click next. So then it goes for fixed or dynamic. Okay guys, so there's tuk coming from some mics, so I'm just gonna mute all. Okay, so here, this is fixed or dynamic. So what are those? Now fixed patches and dynamic patches have their uses as well. So what happens is that if you deployed a patch or a small software and you selected the fixed option, so what happens is whenever its newer version comes, suppose you installed a patch today, right? And after 6 months, a newer version of the same patch comes. So if you selected fixed, so it will install the newer version as well, and it will keep the older version as well. It will not remove that. And dynamic does the opposite. If you install a patch today and after 6 months there's a newer version of this patch come with some updates, so it will remove the older version and it will let you install only the newer version. So fixed and dynamic, it's up to you. But what happens is, suppose the older version of the patch that was there was connected to some very critical files of your software. Suppose that happens. So if you remove the older version, automatically maybe it will affect some of the critical files as well. So sometimes it's good to first check out that, okay, I will install the newer version of this patch, but will removing the older version affect my file or not? So that's why you have a test environment, or where you have exactly the same vCenter but in test environment. So first you check the patch there and you remove the old, and nothing happens in the test environment, then you do that in the production environments as well. So this logic, we're going to stick to dynamic here and click next. So now this is the page where you have 438 patches. I hope everyone is seeing 438. If you are seeing any different, it's okay, it doesn't matter. But I see 438 patches here. So this is our first screenshot. So take the first screenshot, 438 patches in VUM. Take the first screenshot, 438 patches in VUM. 438 patches in VUM, right? So we'll just take that screenshot first now. I'll take that sample screenshot now. And go to our OneNote screenshot 438 patches, or whatever your number is, just type that, 438 patches in VUM. And take the screenshot, and I'll put this there as well. Screenshot 438 patches in VUM. Alright, so that is the 438 patches in one, and then we're going to go for the next one. And okay, so we selected dynamic, yes channel, dynamic. Okay, so here guys, what we're going to do, we're not going to install all 438 patches. We will not install all 438 patches. Oh, then. So we're going to go for this VMware. See this? There's a Cisco Systems Incorporation. If you select the Cisco only, if you only select that, you can see the number of patches. Cisco patches are just 4. Why is Cisco even there? So there are some appliances there, which is that the Cisco switch. There's a Cisco switch there. I think it's VX1000 or something 1000 there. So that Cisco switch is there, and or any other virtual appliances of Cisco. If they are there, then you can go for those patches. We don't have any Cisco appliances there, so we're gonna only select VMware, right? So instead of 438, it goes down to 434 patches, right? So select VMware only here. Yeah, sure, Deepshika, sure. Okay, so here, severity is any. So how about we go to critical, right? Just select critical in severity, and you will see that the patches goes down to 101, right? And then the category. So severity is only critical we're selecting. So we're downloading only the critical patches. And then there is category, any security, bug fix, enhancement. Actually, we want to go for security patches as well, bug fixes as well, enhancements as well. So it's better to keep the category as any, but they're all critical patches, right? For now, the 101 patches match the selected criteria. And then, but we don't want to install the previous vCenter and ESXi patches, right? We want to install the 6.5 only, this one, not 6.0, not 5.5. So I'm going to go for 6.5. Now the patches come down to 34 patches. So 6.5, our version, VMware, critical patches only, and category security, bug fix, and enhancement, right? So if you have selected all that, and this is 34 patches selected, second screenshot is this, that 34 patches selected in VUM. Second screenshot is this, 34 patches selected in VUM. So let's take the second screenshot on the same screen, and that is 34 patches selected. If you see more or less, then it's also okay. I'm going to take a second screenshot now. And screenshot 2, 34 patches selected. And I'll go for screenshot 2, 34 patches selected in WhatsApp as well. Right? So once the screenshot 2 is taken, then that's it. So 34 patches selected, that's it. Click next. Once you click next, then it says this. It shows this page, patches to exclude. Oh, so you've selected 34 patches. Do you still want to exclude some patches? Well, for now, no. Let's not exclude anyone, although we don't have Vsan here. In fact, we're going to have Vsan, but right now we don't have. But it's okay. If there are some Vsan critical patches, yes, I'll download that. Okay, next. And additional patches, it's just still saying that, hey, are you sure that the patches you did not select, are you sure you want to select some more from that? So we say no, where our selection is final. But it just says that if you still want to have some more patches, then this is your chance. And click next. And then ready to complete. And
so you didn't select anything there? No? Okay.
And then click next and finish. Alright, so it is the baseline is created. Now we're good. right? So we're going to now deploy the patches on those hypervisors. So for that, we're gonna go ahead and now deploy those. Oh, okay, sorry. So yeah, too many movies, right? So what do we do now? So once the baseline has been created, we need to attach this baseline to the hypervisors, because this is a host baseline. So how do we attach this baseline, which is a collection of critical patches, to the hypervisors? So for that, we need to go to this home button here, right? And we need to select ghosts and clusters because of the recent Halloween events. So it will be ghosts and clusters for a few weeks. After that, it will come back to hosts and clusters. So let's go to ghosts and clusters. Actually, don't look back now. There's a scary thing behind you now. Just kidding. Okay, those who are alone in the home, just don't be scared. Okay, I'm just kidding. So yeah, yeah. So if we go ahead, there is that your first name is ESXi1 and your first name is ESXi2. I'm gonna select the ESXi1 here, right?
Sorry, Amir. Did you select the home? Which one? Oh, okay. Why you said ghost?
Yeah, because I wanted
Okay,
to scare
sorry.
everyone. That's all. It's just funny. No, it's hosts. Yeah. So hosts and clusters. Once you click the host and clusters, then you see the first hypervisor and the second hypervisor. So go ahead and select the first hypervisor. So once you select the first hypervisor, then do you see this? It was not there before the VUM installation, obviously, but we did not actually notice that. So I'm going to click the update manager here, right? So this update manager is going to manage the patching or remediation or patch applying on this particular hypervisor. So once you go to the update manager, you should be seeing this button called attach baseline that we just created. Now it's good time to attach that as well. So it's this button here. And let's click the attach baseline. And obviously the baseline that you created should be showing here. I'm going to select the your first name baseline here, and that's it, right? Just attach it. Right? I'm going to press O and K. Once we attach the baseline, and it's still doing that, right? So then we scan this. Well, whenever it shows, it didn't show to me till now. So what happens is that the baseline shows here. Okay, now it's showing, right? When it shows there, so on the right side you see compliance status. It is unknown. So if you see the baseline and go for compliance status here, then what we can do is we can do for go for a scan. Why? Scan does what? What scan does is it's going to check the current patches of this hypervisor, and it's going to check that are the current patches the ones that are in the baseline, or are they older patches? Obviously they are older patches. So it's going to say that this hypervisor is not compliant. You're going to see that written here, not compliant. Why? Obviously whatever patches are in the baseline are not there in the hypervisor. So that's why it's not compliant. Obviously we didn't install yet. That's why it should say not compliant. So let's go to the scan for updates, this one. And yeah, we're not going for upgrades, but anyway, let's just keep it selected and press O and K. So it's scanning if are there any patches already there that are also in the baseline. So it's checking against the baseline that how many patches that are in the baseline are also installed here. Obviously none. So it should end up saying not compliant. I hope there is no statutory holiday coming on any next Mondays. Okay. 85%, 95%. So let's run says which option to the recent task. So to see the recent task, so let's run see this. Go to this one here, click this, and go to layout settings. Once you click the layout settings, then make sure that all are checked. If anyone is unchecked, check it, and then press O and K. Hopefully you got it. So well, my baseline finished, but it doesn't say not. So it doesn't say not compliant. So I'm just going to refresh this. Actually, it refreshed, and now it says non-compliant. Yay! Actually, that's not a yay thing. So well, it is non-compliant. Let's make it compliant now, because we need to install all the patches from the baseline to this hypervisor. So, well, stage patches, we need to actually go to the remediate, but what is stage patches? We just need to understand that. Suppose you want the patches to be downloaded. Suppose the boss says, hey, at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. evening, please download and install all the patches. So in that case, you will then have to download that. Okay, there is yes, Oren, that is okay. You see all those patches. If I select that, yes, I also see that. So in fact, 2 patches are installed, others are missing, and that's a good view. You can also see in that some of the patches will require a reboot, and some of the patches will also require maintenance mode. So we're about to go to maintenance mode for this hypervisor. If you select this line, then you will see all this, which is good. So what is stage patches? We were talking about that. So normally what happens is these patches that you see here are actually information only. These are not downloaded yet on this server. They are just information about the patches is downloaded. So stage patches means that suppose the boss says that at 7 p.m. evening, please install all the patches, and you say yes boss, no problem. But then you think, hey, if I stage patches, I will do 50% of the work in the background, and then I will do, well, 80% of the work background do all the day till 7 p.m. and at 7 p.m. I will do the rest of the 20% work. Okay, what is that 80% work? So if you click this, if you go for stage patches, it will download for you all the patches in the background that could have taken time after 7 if you have started. And so during the day it will download all the patches. It will affect your bandwidth as well, obviously. So be careful about that. And then at 7 p.m. when you click the install patches, so it will install right away, because the bigger or longer task of download was being staged before. And when at 7 p.m. you click the OK, remediate or install patches, it will only install the downloaded right away. Right now, if you don't go for stage patches, so right now when we click remediate, it will have to download first the patches from the VMware site and then install it on the host, right? So that's the difference between stage patches and remediate, but obviously you should have started stage patches way back to cover that time. When you're doing something else, it's just doing some of the work for you in the background. So we're going to go for remediate here. What is remediate? In fact, let's not go for remediate. Why? Let's not go for remediate now. If you have clicked that, then cancel out. Why? We haven't put this host on maintenance mode yet. So we need to put this guy on maintenance mode, E6i1, so we could then go to remediate. So, and patch. Remediate just means install patches, right? So I'm just going to right click on this host. Let's put it on maintenance mode. How do we do that? Right click on the first host, and there's a maintenance mode written here. And click enter maintenance mode, right? So I'll click the enter maintenance mode. And it says here, hey, do you want to move away the powered off machines and suspended machines? So I say that, hey, don't move anything anywhere. That's it. If it is powered off and suspended, yeah, why should we move? If it is powered on, then we should first vMotion it away from this particular host to another host. Suppose there were a lot of other hosts. Okay, so I uncheck this option. Even if I keep it checked, it doesn't really matter. It just takes a little longer time. So let's just uncheck that. I'm going to press OK. So this host should go to maintenance mode. And then I could remediate or patch it. I'm going to press OK. It says that the following hosts are in a DRS cluster, and one or more virtual machines might need to be migrated to another host in the cluster or powered off before the... Oh, I think one of my machine, this is the fault tolerance machine, is actually powered on. So I need to power it off first. So I'm just going to press OK here. I'm going to go back. Oh yes, there's a machine here that is green play button. So it is powered on right now. It's the fault tolerance machine from the last class. I'm going to right click on this machine and go to power and power off, and yes. So it's powered off. Suppose you already had every machine powered off, then in that case you would not even see that error. Okay, it also says enter maintenance mode. So it not only that it powered off, it also entered maintenance mode as well, right? So there's that maintenance mode. The machine's powered off, but you know, this is now in maintenance mode. How are we doing? Because of the, you can see the design of the icon. The icon looks like this, as if there's a maintenance going on. If you see this icon here, then yes, your host has already successfully entered the maintenance mode. I'm going to select this host now, while now it is on maintenance mode. Now we can start deploying that, the patches from this baseline. So once it is in maintenance mode and it looks like this, the icon, then we click the remediate button here. Let's click the remediate button. Once you click the remediate button, so this screen opens up, and then we select your first name dash baseline. We select your first name dash baseline and then click next. So it is already selected which hypervisor it's going to go to, and next. So it says patches and extensions. So select the specific patches and extensions that you want to apply. So they're saying again, hey, are you sure you want to deploy these patches, or do you want to unselect some of those now? I'm saying that no, I'm not unselecting any patches, so I'm not touching anything here. No change on this page, and click next. Then it says schedule to run later, or ignore warnings about unsupported hardware devices. So I don't want to schedule it to run later. I want to run it now, so I'm not going to check this option, but I'm going to check this option. Why? Ignore warnings about unsupported hardware devices and no longer supported VMFS data stores. Suppose there are some older devices, and because of which the patching process may stop. So just ignore those warnings. Even if they're old devices, just go ahead and put these critical files there on the hypervisor. So I'm going to select this option, right? But not the above one. And click next. Now here it says that disable any removable media devices connected to the virtual machines on the host. So with virtual machines, if any removable devices are connected, then suppose some appliances are actually connected or mapped to that ISO is of Windows 2016, Windows 2012 ISO file is mapped to the DVD of the virtual machine. So we're going to say that, go ahead and click that disable. Yes, disable that. We just don't want the patching process to be stopped because of some of these configurations, right? So I'm going to click disable. It says retry entering maintenance mode. Well, we're already in maintenance mode, so this option doesn't apply to us. Enable patch remediation of powered on PXE booted hosts. So if you have any host that has been deployed with PXE, it's okay, doesn't matter. Then so Jaswinder has showed this screen. Any solution, guys? Oh, so if you select these options, there is red sign there, but if you're able to still select anything, then it's okay. Otherwise, restart your hypervisors only, or refresh this whole vCenter once. If it doesn't go, then yeah, they're in row cluster. So you can check in the summary of those machines that what is the exact error. Otherwise, keep going with this lab even if it is showing red. Hey guys, here, so I've just selected on this page, just disable any removable media devices, this one only, and I click next. And there's a page with bigger options. First one, it's saying disable distributed power management. DPM we discussed already. It saves the hydro bill or electricity bill of the company by shutting down the host at night and turning them on in the morning. So right now we don't want the DPM to be on, although we know that in our case DPM already is off, but still we're going to keep it disabled. Do you want to disable FT as well? You know, fault tolerance may not be a hurdle in the patching, but I'm going to tell that, hey, I want a successful patch, so no surprises. So I'm going to click disable if the option offers me to disable it. Yes, then why don't we just do that? So temporarily it's going to disable the fault tolerance as well, and so we could avoid any surprises there. And disable high availability admission control, we did disable that because we have very limited RAM and CPU, and we don't want capacity reservation to be on. But I know we disabled it, but let's just disable it here as well. No surprises, please just patch my machine. So, and then it says enable parallel remediation for the hosts. We're going one by one, and at the same time, if you want to remediate two hosts, then you can do that by selecting this option. Migrate powered off and suspended VMs. We already unchecked this option. We don't want VMs to be migrated away from this host. It's already in maintenance mode, so it doesn't apply to us. And click next. Well, okay, that's it. So now we're gonna click finish, and it might give an error if the internet is too slow, or it might succeed as well. Let's see who's the lucky one who is successful. And if it is successful, at the end it's going to show you compliant instead of not compliant, right? So I'm going to click finito here, and it starts, right? And since you really insist about the break, so let's take that break, and let's go ahead. You're the first class where nobody asked for a break. All previous courses, they were asking for break from the start of the class. Okay, anyway, so okay, break, class starts, and we need to do the same thing on second host as well. Starts 8:40. Okay. So I will pause the video. And it seems like I have an error. And it does go for those returns ESX update error code 15. The package manager transaction is not successful. Update manager log files and ESX update log files for more details. Okay, so ESX update error code 15. Anyone else got this? I got the same, so it says. ESX update. Update error code colon 15. ESX update error code. Oh, so many people have already searched it. Oh, so Acham says yes, Save says yes, Sylvester says yes, Orang says no. Orang, is it complete for you? Or is it still running?
I think I have no any error. Yeah, it's done. Completed. The state is completed.
Okay, so Orang has good friends in VMware, so it's good for her. And we have no good friends there, so it's not good for us. So we should make friends in VMware as well, right? What? It was done for you. That's very good. Congratulations. And everyone else is actually like me. So, Orang, what did you not do that we all did? Or what did you do which we all did not do? So,
I'm worried if I got another notification. I don't know. So it says check notification, status completed, and everything is good. I don't know.
you see here green compliance?
No, it is not completed there.
It's not completed yet?
Yeah, but in the down, the state is okay. It's set up completed down.
Oh, so just
Where's the
refresh.
status?
Go ahead and refresh that. And then check the baseline if it's green now.
No, so it means it's not like me too. Okay, it is not my friend too.
It says non-compliant.
No, it is not green. No, it's not green. It's red. It's
So
not
you also
completed.
don't have
There.
friend in
Yeah.
VMware, okay. I was gonna request through you that, hey VMware, can you hire me there directly? Oh, okay. So guys, since we all got this error, well, as far as the as far as that, it's how it is deployed. Yes, this is the way it is deployed, but then I'm checking just one of the VMware sites there that is talking about this. The package manager transaction is not successful. Check the update manager log files, and then it says all this as well, which is a lot of, but at the last, after a host reboot, the systems persist. The proceeding logs excerpts are only examples, state, time, environmental variables. Purpose: to resolve this error when remediating the ESX host, recreate the locker packages version folder. Cause: this issue occurs if the locker folder contains too many files aside from the locker packages or store packages folder. Remediation cannot happen as the disk does not have enough space. Oh, you kidding me? Resolution: to resolve this error when remediating the upgrade baseline, cleanup slash locker slash folder, and use df slash locker to find how much the disk has been consumed after the failed remediation. No tools light VIB would remain on the disk. If at this point the disk is still more than half used, a cleanup is necessary. Run that. Okay, so it gives a lot of recovery options there. After the partition, retry the scan, remediation again. Related information, remediating fails for translated versions. Okay, so I'll just put that article there as well on your site, and this I'll put on the portal as well. So possible solution for remediation error on this article. So I'm putting it there. Now when we do put those details there, normally some of the people have also done it on the video as well. So if I go, I did a search on that, the host returns ESX update error code 15, and there could be videos there as well. Error code 15 and 16, this request was blocked by the security, and commands to patch. So there are some videos that can also show that what kind of commands can be run to grab that. As far as the way to implement this is concerned, so it does show that update a patch on an A6i host via command line. And I'm just looking for some more patches or resolutions there. Patches for VMware products can be obtained from blah blah blah. It just says that put another update patch. This means it's kind of a bug here. And then run these commands there as well. So there's another article that I'm putting there for reference. So this means that we could have gone for an updated hypervisor as well, from where we are deploying, or an updated vCenter VUM version as well. So that could be then the reason. So the Windows Club, wow, subscribe, continue, whitelist. Okay, anyway. Okay, add locker. Why did I even open this? Error codes request. I'm just looking for anything that can be quickly implemented. Otherwise, we can also try another option. We can go for the next topic as well, and I'll leave this troubleshooting to you at your free time, because if we spend a lot of time here troubleshooting, so the main thing is that how to deploy the patch, but if the troubleshooting comes, obviously I will also be spending some time on this to see if it resolved. Otherwise, getting a more updated version of E6i and vCenter, but that requires a restart as well. So these are some of the patches that I would have tried in a production environment as well, and then check that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Restart, it takes a lot of patience and retries using local. Okay, so these are some of the ways. So guys, what I would recommend is that go for it and try to check it out during your free time, how it is implemented. But if we go ahead, as far as the deployment is concerned, this is how we attach and put maintenance mode, and then try to go for it. I'll then have to spend some separate time here to t-shoot it as well. For now, this means that our host is not really updated, and it is not compliant with that particular, with this baseline here. It is not compliant. So what we are supposed to have, either both hosts are patched fully or both hosts are not patched. They should be on the same patch level. Either not patched is the level or fully patched is the level, but they should be having both the same settings. So I'm gonna, yeah. Oh, I thought somebody was talking. So I'm just gonna right click here, and I'm gonna take it out from the maintenance mode, exit maintenance mode. Obviously this would the troubleshooting would require some time, and if anyone else has done that troubleshooting already, gone through it or going through it, that's good. And otherwise well, the whole procedure is in front of you. It's the troubleshooting of that which patch did not get installed, and in fact stopped the whole remediation process as well. So I'll try to go for this troubleshooting during this week time, or before the next class I'll at least try. But until then, I have shared those articles as well, and since you have this error already there, and the baselines are attached already, so you can just try to check it out yourself as well in your free time. So guys, one more thing, it was saying that it ran out of space, so I'm just gonna check out if the space is there, although it also said that if the space is still, a lot free space is there, then go for another solution. So the article was saying what I read fast. So for now, we can just go ahead with the next topic as well, so you could understand the basics of that topic and implementation, and then hopefully one of us is able to troubleshoot and come up with a solution for that. Obviously, there are so many YouTube channels and Google groups there where the solution is there. We just need to have that time to implement it. So I will try to implement that myself as well and share with you, and any of you can also go ahead and do that before the next class, right? So if there are any questions, let me know. So what we can check out now is also the implementation of the Veeam software or the backup software, and there is also P2V software that is also important to understand what is physical to virtual conversion. So first of all, we can just go for the backup software as well and how backup really works, and obviously after that we can also go for Vsan, which is very critical topic. Okay, so well, this environment, hopefully you have taken out this exit maintenance mode, and then we are carrying on with this next topic as well, and hopefully before the next class we would have some solution for this, and anyone of us would have successful remediation, or we could just deploy the new patches just to update it to the latest level. Okay, now what is Veeam that I talked about? So the next topic actually is Veeam, and normally I don't leave the topics like that. I have to then troubleshoot as well. So thing is very less days and very critical topics left. Let me just give you that detail of okay, the other topic as well. Now this is Veeam and backup software. This is a third-party software for backing up the virtual environment, and what's unique about this is that it is going to be a third-party software, which means it's not a VMware software, but it's so famous that when you go for any job, you will see that this software is there. It's showing in many of the companies there. So having some experience, some exposure to this software, you can just put it on your resume as well, which would be beneficial for you, that yes, I've deployed Veeam and I understand how it works. So basically our plan here is that we will deploy Veeam to this poor server 2 as well. And why? Because either we create another machine, or we go for just this machine and keep deploying more software on that. And Veeam software, what is the basic plan? We're going to back up our virtual machine here. We're going to back up our virtual machine, and we're going to take that backup and we're going to store it here in the server 2, and then we're going to delete this machine, and then we're going to restore from backup this virtual machine and check that did it work or not, right? So we're going to back up the machine that is powered on, and we're going to back up the machine that is powered off as well, and then we're going to check that if it then we're going to delete the machine and restore. So the complete backup and restore check that we need to do. And for that Veeam software, obviously there are some prerequisites of installation as well, and you know that portal there on software to download. So there is that software download that I was saying, that I was thinking that it's going to take that much time to do the VUM, but we're on that other topic as well, so might as well just go ahead and download that software with software. So I'm just gonna give that link there on WhatsApp as well. You can download the Veeam software and its update as well, so we could see the backup solution. So I'm just gonna put it on WhatsApp. If you don't have that software already, then you can just download that and or have this ready with what I'm doing now. I need to show you how to deploy that Veeam software, and we're gonna whatever we can do till 10 o'clock, and then we will continue in the next class as well. So the Veeam software is going to be deployed. What's the plan then, right? So let's just discuss that. Okay. So the plan here, and I'm just gonna open the slide as well for the Veeam software. Or backup software. Let me just get that Veeam backup. Okay. Oh, okay. So for VMware 2018. Okay, so the plan here is that we're going to install the Veeam software on server 2, and we need to have internet here. And the only thing you need to have is that the Veeam software ISO is mapped to the server 2. What is the name of this Veeam software here? The name of the Veeam software I'm just going to show you here. Now it's going to take time for some of you or maybe all of you to download that. Normally it takes 4 to 5 minutes to download. And I'm going to check it out in my machine as well, that it's there or not. And I'm going to show you the name of the file there as well. So if I go to the VMware software, so the name of the file is this, Veeam Backup and Replication 9.5. And then there's another very small file called Veeam Backup 9.5 Update 1, right? So first we're going to install the Veeam Backup and Replication 9.5. This is 1.5 GB. So that's a very small size. It gets downloaded real fast. And the other one is Veeam Backup 9.5. So I'm just gonna, this is an ISO file, right? I'm gonna attach it to the DVD of server 2 as well. I'm going to attach it to the DVD of server 2, and I'll copy that. If some of you were not able to download, then during the week after video is released, you can just follow up with that too. Although it's not a very big file, it's just a small file. So this Veeam Backup and Replication is already there in my folder. I'm going to attach this Veeam Backup and Replication to my server 2, the vCenter machine. Once I go to the, now I'm in the vCenter machine here, I'm going to right click here and go to settings, right? In my second machine, the vCenter machine, I'm going to right click and go to settings. In the settings, I'm just going to the DVD, CD DVD here, and instead of the vCenter for Windows being mapped there, I'm gonna map the Veeam software. So if I go browse, I need to check that where's the Veeam software. It is in the same folder where all the VCSA and VIM are there. In your case, wherever you downloaded that Veeam Backup and Replication, just go to that. If you download it, it could be in the downloads folder there in your machine. So just go there, and if you see this Veeam Backup and Replication 9.5, that's only one, but not the update, the actual ISO that ends with ISO, and not the update one. So first we are installing the software, then small update one as well. So I'm gonna double click that, and it says Veeam Backup and Replication, and I'm gonna press OK. And well, it pops up here as well. I'm gonna intentionally miss it. I'm gonna go for the File Explorer. So I'm gonna go to the File Explorer and then go to this PC. And you will see that this is the icon here. There are two eyes here and a smiling face. That's a very cool picture here. So I'm just going to double click that Veeam backup on the DVD that is mapped with totally green and white logo, and it says yes. Well, I'm going to press yes, and it's going to show you this picture. Now, we're not going to install the Veeam Backup Enterprise Manager. We're not going to install the Veeam Backup and Replication Console. So Veeam software does two things. One is backup and restore. Other is replication, right? Just like the fault tolerance is there that you do replication there, it also goes for replication on large scale. So your virtual machine is in one branch, or vCenter is one branch, and the other branch has another virtual machine or vCenter. So it's going to just do the replication over the WAN. It can do the replication within LAN as well. So there's a big button here as well. This full logo has a small install written here, right? This is so big and clear that it's very confusing as well. That, hey, where's the install button here? You know? So, oh, it's here. This is installed. So this is full big button here, and we need to click this big button. Once you click that big button, which is a smiley face, then it starts its installation as well. It's going to install its free SQL Server as well, SQL Express Edition, and it needs to be connected to vCenter as well. So, but this is the backup software. Previous one was the patching software that has now some kind of this course would be the last one, 6.7, that we're doing. After that, in another college I'm teaching, so Vmware as well, so there also I'll be teaching 7.0, and I have to make that backup work with that 7.0, and this would be our last time using it with 6.7. In production environment, in companies, maybe you still have 6.0 there, so this experience will 6.5, 6.7, any of those, so this experience will still be very useful for you. And then 7.0, we're going to deploy that and test it as well. So I accept the terms in the license agreement, and I'm going to click next. It says here, do you have a license? Nope, we don't have a license. If you don't give a license, there's a free edition mode as well. It's written there. So on this page, nothing to do, just click next. Then it says Veeam Backup and Replication. It says Veeam Backup and Catalog, Veeam Backup Catalog, Veeam Backup and Replication Console, right? So we're going to click next on that too. ID recorded. Oh, is recorded? Ah, okay. Let me check. Yeah, it's recording. Alright, so let us go back, and I'm gonna click the, so see this, there's a fail here, but when you click the rerun, then it goes to the internet, it downloads it from there, and then you will see it green. Right now it's failed for the SQL configurations or extra files. So I'm just gonna click that, and run. And I'll actually click install. Instead of rerun, I think we're supposed to click the install. So I'm just going to click the install now. It's all passed, right? So just click install instead of rerun, and it's going to be okay. I'm going to click next. So it says that, hey, you want to install it in this place. I'll go for yes. Okay, no problem. And install. So it's going for SQL Express Free Edition. Navdeep says, I'm not able to accept the terms radio button. Okay, that's strange. You can cancel out and start again. Maybe something else is there also open in the background and you are not able to click that. So that's weird. You are unable to click this. I think there is another screen somewhere else open. Minimize this and check it out, which is not letting you click this. Otherwise, cancel out and then start and again until you reach here. Okay, Gabriel says try and unlock your system. Alice says use the keyboard. Yes, these are the options as well. Okay, it's working now. That's very good. I think it's gonna take time as well, but at least our environment will be ready for the lab. If it just gets installed earlier, then oh yes, there is that update as well, which has to be copied into this machine and then run from here after the software is installed. Okay. Okay, so well, it's nearing completion here. Well, hopefully it's going on. Nothing is happening when I click on install. Server is not responding. Sylvester says, well, I think it's saying too much is installed. Okay, save says done. I think Safe has a very good machine, powerful machine. Sylvester, try to stop some of the other services, if possible, the VUM. Well, Safe, if this is done, then the other file that the update one has to be copied inside the machine, and then it has to be, first we have to unzip the file outside the machine because the WinZip is in our laptop. Then once we extract that folder has to be copied inside the machine and run. That exe file has to be run. So those who are done can do that. Seems like it's going to be done here as well. Alright, Destin is done, Acham is done. Hey, my machine is slower. Unzip in our computer and install it in VM, right? Yes, that is. Checking says I'm downloading this software very slowly. Oh. Oh, SSD is doing its witchcraft indeed. Exactly. My SSD is super slow drive. Okay, so Gabriel shows this. Ouch. Stopped working means yes, it will stop the whole software. Just there's no other option. Close program, start again. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, restart the whole machine and then try again. Okay, so Sylvester shows I should still be able to install. Yes, go ahead and click install, Sylvester. Nothing is happening. I think your computer is too slow. Guys, try to upgrade your machine. If you want to stay in the field of IT, plan to have a 32 GB RAM, SSD disk, and i7 quad core. I have a refurbished one and it's working fine for 2 years now. Yeah, use your keyboard to go for install button. Yeah, there's a suggestion for Sylvester. Click enter in your keyboard. Okay, that's good. It worked. Okay, so it looks like this when it's completed. Yay! And I'm gonna click finito here just for the recording of the video. Obviously I need to go ahead, guys, and show you the other one as well. Those who are behind can follow the video as well, right? I need to copy the other file, which is a smaller file. I'm gonna go to that folder. There's this which is 1.5 GB, and then there's another file that is just 578 megabyte MB, right? So this file is zipped, and I have a zip software installed in my laptop. Everyone has. So I'm gonna right click here and right click on this file and extract to Veeam backup. So it's gonna extract it as a yellow folder. Once you click that, it's gonna simply extract that. It is already extracted for me right now up there. But it's a zip file, and you must have WinRAR or WinZip installed in your laptop, and then right click and simply go to extract to Veeam backup software. It's going to extract like this, a folder. I'm going to select that folder. Inside that folder is just one exe file, this one, right? So you can copy the folder, you can just copy the file. I'll just go for the file and right click and copy that file, just one exe file, right? I need to copy it inside where? In the server 2, inside the downloads folder, and paste. Or anywhere inside server 2, and paste and just double click from there. So this update file is going to work on 6.5 vCenter, right? So this file has been copied here, right? Inside the server 2 machine. So I'm going to double click that. So guys, this should be installed like this before the next class, because we're going to try then the VMware backup and restore. It has to be also connected like one to the vCenter. So the update file is double clicked, and it's then thinking of asking for press yes. Oh, there you go. I'm going to press yes. And then it's going to think of starting. So it's still trying to start. Wow. Is it like that for everyone? Anyone went ahead of this? Extracting files from update package. This may take a few minutes. Oh, okay. Address says yes. It's actually trying to check all the local software installations. And oh, wow. Saves computer is flying. That's nice. Reboot. If it's asking, yeah, that's good. Wow, my installation is actually crawling. More RAM for the server 2. That's why it's. Oh, you allocated more RAM for server 2. That's good. What do I allocate it? If I right click on server 2 and go to settings, 8 GB. That's why. Ugh. And guys, we have also given 6.1 GB RAM to both hosts for the fault tolerance, so we can put them RAM down for both hosts to 4 GB. And well, that's going to be also okay. And then we can give this guy back 12 GB. Oh, you have 12. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'll go for cancel, minimize. Oh, there you go. It's waiting for me there. 9.5 update 1. Next. And install. Okay, so finally it has started to move. Why don't we move it? Move it. We want to move it. So, well, that update will take time as well. You know what? Let's try to power off, shut down the E6A1 and change its RAM from 6 GB. Mine is 6 GB. If you had done the 6 GB as well, I'm going to shut down. Right now, we don't need the hypervisors because it is directly installing. Backup software is directly installing on server 2. So I'll go to E6I1 and go to power and shut down guest here. Then I'm gonna go to E6I2, go to power and shut down guest here as well. And once they are shut down, then I'm gonna change their RAM from 6 GB to 4 GB back and then power them on. So I'm gonna click that. E6I1 is down. I'm going to just change it to 4 GB now. I do have to change its RAM as well, but for that I need to shut down the server 2, which I can't right now because the installation is going on. But I'm just changing the RAM of E6I1 and E6I2 from 6 GB back to 4 GB. It's 4 now, and I'll power that on both of the hypervisors back again. And on the other side, server 2, the update is going faster. Ooh, open SSL. Ouch. So Navdeep had it. Whoa, and then Olatunde has it. This one comes when there's just not enough RAM or CPU. So if your RAM for the 2 hypervisors was actually like mine, then change it to 4 GB. Otherwise, this is too much we're doing on the laptops with 16 GB RAM. So in that case, try to see where I am asking for screenshots, then take screenshot of my screen, or try to do it again as well Address says done and rebooted. Okay, nice. Okay, Hedgehog says done and restarted. Wow. Okay, so I think mine is also about to say that. Wow, I think I'm sitting on SSD as well, super slow drive. Really? How many GB on my machine? It is 24 GB RAM. I have just given this much RAM because everyone has 16 GB just to show. But yes, I think I should also increase that because of all this happening. So my machine is 24 GB, but this is, oh, in fact, you know what? I can increase that while it is started, right, in Vmware Workstation. Although, so 10 GB, 12, 8, 20, 22. Okay. Well, I'll go for 10. Hopefully it doesn't mind that. Wow, seriously. So guys, those who are done and rebooted as well, you can so there will be this oh man, serious. It's my machine is actually in shock and it's not responding now. Serious. I was not expecting this to happen. Okay, this channel also done. So guys, oh no, blue screen of death. Memory management, okay. Should not have gone for memory management now. Very, very bad move from my side. I just increased the memory just now. Okay, I'll power off this one and I'll quickly power on, because there was an update being installed, and now after power on it's gonna take my new RAM configuration, but I should not. Normally I have changed the RAM during the machine powered on, and it worked fine, but this would have been what I did. Yeah, Vmware also had that. So 2 BSODs today. BSOD means blue screen of death. Okay, I'll just try to log in quickly and initiate that process, so at least where I could show you that how to connect to the vCenter. Okay, so Xiang has this. Xiang, cancel out from here. It's looking for an outside SQL server, which we don't have. So maybe some option you selected before that caused this. Some other students also got this, and anyone can say that what did you do and you got this. Normally this is looking for an external SQL server, which we don't have. It's supposed to install local server, right? So cancel out, go back and try to whatever option you selected. You can just show me the list of options as well. We back up 9.5. So I'll just go for that update again. And now the memory is 10, and it's about to be 10 as well. Man, it's gonna extract again. Serious. Why did I have to do that? Stunt. So once you are restarted, guys, those who are done with this, you need to. I was gonna show you actually. If I minimize all these, so there's this. Those who are done, you would be seeing this icon. Once you double click, so it shows localhost written there, You just simply connect to that, then it opens your Veeam console. From there we need to select VMware, right click and add server, and then give the IP and credentials of vCenter. Well, overall I'm telling that, but I wanted to show that. Serious. So looks like it's going to be wow, really, this is torture. Okay, so once before the next class we should all have this extracted installed. I wanted to show the later stage of that too, because it does ask for a pop-up screen. A pop-up screen comes and then we have to press OK on that screen as well. That's what I wanted to show you. So well, if it's not done by 10, so I will still keep the video running on that, and you can leave at 10 and upload the screenshots. But I'll just keep recording this until it is done, so when you get the video you will see the full recording of how it was done. My bad, why did I stop at that time? So it is 10 GB now, but I think my machine is not on SSD here. That's not good. So 8 D drive. You know what, I'll just shut down the ESXi2. We don't need that right now, just to free up some more memory, and I'll shut down the ESXi1 as well, just to free up the memory. And hope that this gains some speed. Okay, that's brutal. Okay, so save shows that screenshot very good. And yes, this is the pop-up that comes as soon as you open the software. Then click apply on that. Those who have opened this console, so this update is still going on, so click apply and then it will finish that, and then it will let you go to this site, VMware Vsphere, where we later right click once this update is done on the front, and we right click and add server here, and then give the IP and username password of the vCenter. Oh man, this is too brutal. Yeah.
For the installation of the app, am I logging in as am I using my Windows login details?
The regular
And then
admin login to the vCenter after restart. Oh, for that machine login, for that application login. Yes, so whatever it detected, leave it at this and press OK.
Then when it takes me to the page that Steph showed, I just click apply, right?
Okay, it popped up for me as well. I'll click next and install. So guys, until this installation is done, we're gonna stay here till 11:30 or 12 most probably, and we're gonna try to finish this today till 12, not more than 12:30, right? So since you guys have no class tomorrow, so morning, and you have no exam, no class, no assignment, so we're gonna go till keep on going till 12:30. No work, right? So yeah, no Linux final exam as well. See, so there you go, no Linux final exam tomorrow, so that's good. No kids as well. Exactly, see, nothing of that sort, right? And no bed there as well. Yeah, anything else that fits in? No. The list is interesting actually. So 12:30, by 12:30 we'll be finished because we don't have Linux exam, no kids, no bed, no AWS project as well. Okay, there you go. Woo. No AWS project. Exactly. See? And okay, Edis is showing. Yes, Edis, you're there. So anything else? No, guys? So no red eyes, no sleepy eyes. Nobody talked about that. Okay, no bed. Yeah. And no dinner, no sleep, no CCNA exam. Ouch. No food. Ouch. Okay. Let's go. Okay. That's good. Good enough list. Okay, guys, upload. I think that's good enough. Now I'm about to cry seeing that list. Okay, so yeah, that's brutal. I understand now. So go ahead and upload the 2 screenshots and make sure before the next class this update is done for you. I'll keep it up with the video recording until it is done. So when you get the recording, then you should be there before the next class. So go ahead and upload to week 12, and there's an upload there. And it's been 2 days. I struggle with the machine troubleshooting. Can't complete my task for Linux exam. Oh, okay. So guys, any help here for Aaron? Okay, save. Oh wow, save you're connected, man. You're already done. So you can take a backup, save it in C, and then delete that virtual machine after successful backup, and then restore from the same. You can do that, or we'll do that anyway in next class. So okay guys, go ahead and upload the screenshots and see you in next class. And before that, please do update this software, this fastest ever software on planet Earth. Do complete that. So I have to leave at 10:30. I'm very okay. So Check Yang is saying that he believes my 12:30 explanation, and he's saying that he has to go at 10:30 p.m. So checking, I was just kidding. We can go at 10.
So how many screenshots do we have? Two? I have two. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Devshika says, Amir, I will update the screenshot after seeing the video. Yeah, sure. Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, see you next class. Yay! Thank you. Alright, bye-bye. Ramajo says, should I upload your screenshots or later after the video? Well, if you think that you will be able to do the lab before the next class, yes, then those screenshots are due. Otherwise, well, up to you. Thank you. Alright, thank you. Good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, that's very good, Ramajo. Very good. Way to go. So upload those screenshots. Okay, guys. So bye-bye. Yeah. Oh yeah, that. Thank you, Omelo. Always. I'm thankful for reminding. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, thank you. Bye. Ooh, now it's flying. It doesn't want anyone to leave, huh? Or maybe it's also flying. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. Alright, good night. Bye. Alright, bye-bye. 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 We took 2 screenshots, and those screenshots are on WhatsApp as well, and on Portal OneNote as well. So when the video comes up, then you can go for the 2 screenshots at that time as well. Okay, so I will close the chat. Alright guys, so it is installed and finish, and I'm gonna start the software. It didn't ask me for a restart, so I'll take benefit of that and start this software now. And this will come and we're good. This is the port to connect, and I'll click the connect button. And now the software is starting, but there will be another pop-up coming there for the update. So when it comes, then I'll be clicking that as well. Okay, this we can ignore it or press OK. So this pop-up comes. This is also still updating, and just click apply. And whenever it says finish, just click the finish. What Failed to update those components. The service cannot be started. Okay, so I'll go previous and the service cannot be restarted because it is disabled because it has no enabled devices associated with it. Transport installer mount server vpower NFS. I click the refresh. I'll click apply again. I think I have to restart and then try this. I did that without restart. So we get that. Why do we have to restart? Okay, I'll restart. After restart, it should be okay. Should. So it's starting now, and once it is, I've restarted again. I'm just gonna double click this, so I could just check it out. That error should be gone after the restart. Well, there's should be, and I'm gonna connect again. It's gonna start that software again, and then that pop-up comes as well. So hopefully that pop-up doesn't give me an error after restart. It's supposed to work. It's supposed to. So it opens up now. Well, that's the server manager in the background. Well, it says failed to connect, but I think I tried to connect too early while the other services are still starting. I'll just try that again. So some services are still starting in the background. Really? Okay.